Hello, everyone. Jim Biringer here, NHLRumors.com. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We're talking Philip Broberg, Edmonton Oilers, and the top four defensemen today. Look, we went back. You look at the prior videos linked here in this video. Look at it. The Edmonton Oilers, two players, Philip Broberg, Dylan Holloway, offer sheeted by the St. Louis Blues. Oilers had 7 days to match it. What do? Well, they trade for Vasily Podkolzin. They trade away Cody Ceci. We already knew Evander Kane was hurt and potentially going to have back surgery. So you had LTIR money to fix the situation. And what does Stan Bowman do? Doesn't match either guy. So Philip Broberg, Dylan Holloway become St. Louis Blues. And everybody knows, speaking with Craig Button, listening to different analysts, Dave Pagnon of the fourth period, Elliot Friedman, Chris Johnson, Pierre LeBrun, everybody in the hockey world knew the Edmonton Oilers defense took a step back. Even guys that cover the team, Ryan Rishaug and TSN, Gene Principe, Sportsnet. Everybody knew Philip Broberg had the keys to the kingdom. The Edmonton Oilers could afford to lose Dylan Holloway. They couldn't afford to lose Philip Broberg because they had already lost Vinny Desharnais to free agency to the Vancouver Canucks. You traded away Cody Ceci. You still have Brett Kulak, Matthias Ekholm, Darnell Nurse, and, of course, Evan Bouchard on the back end. But that defense that brought you to Game 7 and a goal away from winning the Stanley Cup was not the same defense. And that defense still had flaws when it was exposed. And again, Cody Ceci, a lot of knock on Cody Ceci, but he played and he delivered for the Edmonton Oilers. Vincent Desharnais came in when he needed to. Philip Broberg played really well for the Edmonton Oilers in 10 playoff games, including all the games in the Stanley Cup final. He delivered playing 16 minutes of ice time. And they said $4.58 million over the next 2 seasons was too high for a prospect and too high for the player for their cap hit. Why? Because, well, Leon Draisaitl needed an extension. Connor McDavid's due an extension July 1st. Evan Bouchard is eligible to sign an extension July 1st. We're already paying Darnell Nurse over $9 million, and we know he's not a $9 million defenseman. He has flaws. But you had a potential top 4 defenseman that you didn't need to go after because the cap hits outside of maybe a couple of players are right in the range of what you didn't want to match and what Stan Bowman didn't want to match. And again, Stan Bowman came into a tough situation because Ken Holland leaves the day before free agency. He's not coming back. July 1st, it's announced that he's not coming back. Last year was a lame duck GM, and everybody knew he wasn't coming back. So President CEO Jeff Jackson handles free agency, but they don't take care of the kids because they mismanaged the kids up, down, not sure, didn't really tell them a direction. And then they get offer sheeted. And it was great by St. Louis and Doug Armstrong. Hats off to you. Very round of applause. All well and good. However, now you're left holding the bag and you don't have a defenseman. And the Oilers' defense is not great this season. And they're looking at a couple of options. Could be others. You know, Connor Murphy in Chicago, but he makes, $4.4 million a season and next. Ivan Provorov, UFA at the end of the year, $4.7 million. Obviously, Timothy Liljegren in Toronto, again, he hasn't really been linked there, but that's a guy that could potentially be top 4 looking for change of scenery. There are guys out there that they can go get. It's going to be tough. I mean, we just saw Oli Mata go from Detroit to Utah, but he was more of a left shot. They're looking for top 4 on the right shot. Again, that's going to be tough to come by because those guys don't grow on trees and they're very coveted. And it's tough to make trades early in the season. There's a lot more salary cap implication than people think, right? The salaries are a little bit higher. This isn't the trade deadline. But the Edmonton Oilers had cap space to work with. Everybody knew Evander Kane was going on LTIR. He wasn't going to be back till February, if not longer. So you had his money to play with, and you chose not to do anything with it. You could have used that money for Broberg, kicked the can down a little bit, and worried about moving another player along at another point to when Kane was able to return. Or just wait it out like everybody else does, and he comes back in the playoffs. Could have done that. Maybe he wasn't ready. Some setback. Who knows? But they had a chance to do it. New Jersey didn't do it last year with Dougie Hamilton. And that might have helped them. But again, it's different situations. But still, need a top 4 defenseman. Philip Broberg's in St. Louis killing it for St. Louis Blues. It's getting the opportunity, right? There was an opportunity in Edmonton, but they just chose not to do it. And again, Stan Bowman, tough situation. Should have been done. Should have been matched. You had 7 days to do it. Again, the moves were made. But they chose to go in a different direction, and now they're paying for it. And the Edmonton Oilers, like everybody else, Montreal, Utah, there's several other teams out there looking for a top 4 defenseman. It's going to be tough to do it at this point. They got to change up what they have to do because Connor McDavid's out 2 to 3 weeks with an ankle injury. They're going to have to start playing some defense, figure out where the answers are coming from. But they had the answer, and now he's in St. Louis. Jim Biringer, NHL Rumors. Please subscribe, like the video, check us out. More to come. Take care.